What's good, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how you can transform your artwork in 2026. And along with this video, I'm going to be showing you my 2025 art journey. So all the artwork that I made throughout the year. So I thought that would make it a little bit more interesting instead of me just like talking to you. I wanted to show you this stuff so you can actually get a picture of how this stuff was implemented in my life and how it has helped me improve as an artist and hopefully help you improve as well. So I hope this video isn't like jumbled up. I know that it's probably going to get a little bit messy, but I'm going to try to make it as smooth as possible. So bear with me for that. But I wanted to start off with my first picture. Now, this one wasn't actually made in 2025. This one I actually made it a couple of years ago, but I wanted to like show you my humble beginnings. So you know that I just wasn't like good all of a sudden, because I had my own starting point and I had to develop this skill. I wasn't born with anything, just so you know. And I believe that anybody can really improve their skill as long as they put enough focus into it and they put enough energy and enough passion into this thing, because you can really make anything that you want. And it's so beautiful seeing somebody evolve like as a plant, because it all starts from one seed all the way until you can start to bear some beautiful fruit and pass this along to the world. So over here is my first picture that I wanted to show. This one is a portrait that I made of my parents, and you can see that obviously I wasn't even that good. So anybody can improve. And I just look back at this photo and I just think to myself like, wow, I don't really know what is to come for me in the future. I never really imagined how good I can get at painting, or really like building up my skill in this and like delving myself into this one task. Now, this is the one photo that I wanted to show you. You guys are probably painting like 100 times better than this, but yeah, now let's move on to the next thing. And along with this, I'm gonna bring my first thing that helped me out, and it is that you should prioritize your process whenever you're painting. Now, you might be wondering, oh, how can I prioritize a process, or what do you mean by that? But what I mean by prioritizing your process is that every single time that you paint, you should try to have the same exact framework that you use, the same exact steps that you follow, because this is gonna be like how you really implement and ingrain like good habits while you're painting, because your habits are really going to create what the final product is. And this ties deeply into elements of like how your mind works and the flow state, because when you keep on doing something over and over and over again, then it's going to be easy for you to fall into that flow state. And that's what I've realized too, is that whenever I started to like follow the same exact framework every single time without fail, I just kept on doing it. I kept on doing it. I kept on doing it. And I would like try to tweak things and make them come out a little bit better. Then that's when I really start seeing like exponential growth, and I start seeing my paintings come out like super quickly. I started painting portraits in like under 3 hours, and my pictures were just starting to get better and better and better. Now let me show you my first photo that I made for this year. And I made this one in around March, late March, because I went the whole January and February without painting. And I don't know, something inside of me was just calling me to paint, because it's been like around 9 months or close to a year since I last painted before this last March. And I just wanted to get back into it because I was dealing with school and I was dealing with other things too. And I really just needed to find a mental break. And I don't know what fell into my mind, but I just thought in my head like, oh, let me pick up a paintbrush again, because that's the time that I actually really feel like a kid. And you should try this too. Like if you're dealing with anything, or if you're like stressed about something, just try to pick up something that you used to do. Like maybe you like to play soccer, just start playing soccer again. And it can really build up into something, and you can learn so much about yourself. I've learned that I can really like express myself through the work that I make. I might not be able to express myself fully in the words that I say, but in the art that I create, I feel like that is able to speak so much more words and really like inspire people in the way that I want to inspire them. So the next photo that I made, it was this one right here. I'm just going to be skipping a couple because some of the photos were lost. Other ones I've either sold them or I've given them away. So this is the next photo that I made. It was, you can probably recognize this one. It was the lady in the pearl earring. I just wanted to create an African iteration of this one because I like to create African art. And yeah, I just saw the photo. I was like, okay, let me try this one. Let me challenge myself, try to step out my box of like painting rappers and other hip hop artists, because that was something that I was doing at the time. But another photo that I've made is over here, Steve Lacy. Let me flip the sketchbook. And this one, you obviously know who that is. But yeah, I was just painting in my sketchbook because this was like all I had. I didn't really have that much materials with me because I was a freshman. I was a freshman in college. I didn't really have that much easels or what you call it, canvas. I didn't really have any canvases with me, so I just had to work with what I had. And I just kept on doing it, and I set a challenge for myself. I said that I'm gonna paint for 30 days straight, and that's what I did. I painted for 30 days straight, and here's the time when I actually started prioritizing that process. And you see over here, now's the time that I really started to see growth, and it wasn't until like my 7th or 10th painting that I actually started seeing the growth, because the first 7 was like an experiment. I was trying to figure out what process I actually liked and the one that fit me the best. So I didn't really take those ones too seriously, and those ones took me like a pretty long time. That Tyler the Creator one that you saw, that one took me around like, I want to say like 4 hours to complete. And compared to now, I'm finishing portraits in like 1 hour 30 minutes. That's just to let you know how fast you can get with this stuff if you really start prioritizing your process. And that's how you're going to get good too. Like, you're going to have more time on your hands, you're going to have more energy, and you're going to start streamlining everything that you do. So yeah, and that's also why I created the 7-step process. Is in the description if you want to check it out. So no pressure on that. But if you don't know where to start, I created that free 7-step guide just so you know like what I do and you can follow that. So hopefully that one works out for you. I think it's worth a try, and you can implement it. I have photos in there. I made it really easy for you to digest, and it's for beginners too. So just give that a try and you can see how that works out for you. So now, another photo that I made over here is a Olivia Rodrigo one. Somebody requested me to make this one on my TikTok, and I actually launched my TikTok this last year. So I made the Olivia Rodrigo and they really liked it. So that actually made me happy. And now I want to move on to the next thing. Is actually, you should start relaxing and not forcing the picture to come out the way how you want. Because when you force, if you really force a picture, think about this, like if you really force for something, it never comes out the way how you want it to. And that comes with like your expectations. If you come in with like high expectations and you feel entitled to something, then it never seems to come out the way how you want it to. But the times that you don't come in with any expectation and you just allow yourself to flow freely, those are the times when the best things just come to you. Okay, don't force the picture. Don't try to really like hammer it through, because that's something that I really struggled with. I would always get really tense and I would get really like frustrated. That inner voice in my head was like getting really frustrated whenever a picture wasn't coming out the way how I expected it to. And I'll be thinking in my head like, why is this picture not coming out the way how I want it to? Like, why is this not coming out like how I expected it? Why am I not getting good? Am I getting worse? Is this just not for me? And I get that voice too. You probably get that voice in your head. I'm telling you right now that everybody gets that voice. It's not just you. Even the best people get this voice in their head. But what you do with this inner, I call it the inner censor, is you're supposed to just block this. Just keep on painting, okay? Ignore that voice in your head, because any single time that you listen to that voice, it's just going to get louder and louder and louder and louder every single time. And the times that you ignore it, what's actually going to happen is like, think of it like a volume notch. Every time that you ignore it, it's going down 1 click. It's just going to keep on going down 1 click all the way until it's on mute. But when you listen to it, it's going to keep on going up clicks. It's going to get louder and louder every single time, all the way to the point where like you just can't ignore it and you just fall victim to it. So I believe that is what dictates your strength as an artist, is how far you can push even when things get as hard as they can get. And I was dealing with that with a lot of the pictures I was making. And one example is this one right here. I know that it came out pretty good, but while I was in the process of this one, this voice was getting so loud in my head. I was like, why should I just keep on going? I should just stop this right now. But something inside of me was telling me like, no, you can't stop. You can't ever stop. If you stop, then that's what's gonna like dictate your success on this photo. So I, in my head, was just like, it was opposing forces. I said that I need to push through this and I will get to the finish line, because I'm not gonna be the type of person that's gonna stop halfway through a painting and just abandon it. I need to finish everything that I start. So just relax, okay? Take a deep breath, all right? Just let yourself flow freely. Don't force the picture, let it come out, and something surprising is gonna happen. The picture's actually gonna come out way better than how you intended it to be, okay? And okay, now the last photo that I showed you, this one was the last one that I made my freshman year of college. And now is the time when I actually started getting access to my canvases, because I came back home. And here is my first photo that I made over the summer. And it's a big one. Hopefully it can all fit within the frame, but you see that this is the African art that I make. I cut up the cloth and I put it on here. And I like to use bright, colorful colors. So this one is one that I really like. I really like the green. I like how it stands out with like the brown tones, like the bronze on her skin. And along with this one, there's another one. This is like a cool color one. So I have a warm color one and I have a cool color one. This one is one that I actually really like. This is one of my personal favorites. You guys can let me know which one is your favorite in the comments down below. But yeah, I really like this one. And this one is like where I really start to implement that process. I start to change my process from what I did in my freshman year. And this is the process that I actually start to use right now. So this one this one I made it in around like 2.5 hours. Like, don't quote me on that, but this one was definitely faster than the green one that I showed you. And the green one is where I use my old process. You could probably tell the difference between like the composition of the two of them, because the process that I used was different, and this one was way faster, and I actually really enjoy doing this process right now. So yeah, the next thing that I would say for you to transform your artwork in 2026 is always try to get 1% better every single time with experimenting new things. Now, this can be new techniques, new techniques with your brush strokes, new colors, new ways of shading, new ways of doing different things. And I show a ton of this on my channel. I show you how to get like different shadowing techniques. I show you how to get different lighting techniques, how to use brighter colors in your photos. So just try new things, and it's gonna expand your horizons. So now, like after you experimented with something new, then now you know how it works, you know how you can implement it, and now you just like form a combination of all of these things and just create one out of it, because you've learned something from here, you learned something from here, you learn this one thing that you tried this one time, and now you're able to have them all within your arsenal. And whenever you want to create a masterpiece, you just take a little bit here, you take a little bit here, and take a little bit of that knowledge that you had, and you just put it all together and you create something beautiful. So just keep on experimenting. Try to get 1% better every single time that you make a photo, because that's what I think in my head. I always try to think like, how can I make this even better than the last one? How can I get better colors? How can I get more realism in this photo? How can I make it really pop and make it appealing to people's eyes? So just come in with that mind frame and you're gonna be golden. I'm telling you, you're gonna be golden. But I want to show you another photo now. Here's the next one that I made, and this is starting back to my sophomore year in college right now. So this is the photo that I made starting off my sophomore year in college. And before that, I actually made one photo. This was like late summer before I left. But yeah, this was the one photo that I made. And now is where I start to go into my second 30-day challenge that I made for painting portraits. So this is like some of my recent work, but I want to show you it from, it's all jumbled up. It's not going to be from like chronological order. So that's what I was saying. Sorry for if it gets a little bit like messed up in this video, but there's a couple that I want to show you. And I want to go back to that sensor in your head again, because I was dealing with that sensor when I switched up my process again, and it was getting a little bit difficult, and I almost gave up during a few paintings that I made. And this is the one that I want to show you. This is a photo that I actually really got close to giving up on, but I'm so glad that I didn't, because it's like a snowball effect. If you give up one time, it gets like 10 times easier to give up the second time. So that's why I like never tell myself that it's fine to give up. Never give up, because if you give up the first time, then that's like allowing yourself to fall down this hole that you just keep on tripping and tripping and tripping all the way until you just can't do anything anymore and you just keep on giving up. Don't give up the first time, because it's going to be more than you think. You might think that is something little, but just keep on going. It's that sticking to it and like that pushing through the difficulty is going to build up this resilience in your mind, and that resilience is going to feed into so many other things in your life. And it's just not worth giving up. I just don't like giving up at all. And I don't know, man. Like, just keep on pushing. All right, is not gonna hurt you that bad. And I think that is worth seeing the top of the mountain, and the view of the hike is better than the pain of the climb. So yeah, the next advice that I have for you to transform your artwork in 2026 is to challenge yourself by making photos that are hard to make. So this is like creating realistic lighting, using lots of details in your photos. And I feel like this one ties well into the photos that I'm going to show you right now, because this is where I like really start refining my process and getting really good with the process that I use. So again, that's in the 7-step guide in the description if you want to check that out, this exact same process that I use. And that's where I started making photos like this one right here. You can probably notice, you can recognize this photo right here as a pretty famous photo. But I wanted to recreate this one because it was a challenge for me, and I felt like this photo really captured a lot of emotion. And I really want to capture things like that. Like, I don't want to just capture like a really nice looking ear or a really nice looking nose. I want to capture the whole picture. I want to capture the emotion that is supposed to be transmuted throughout the photo, because that's what really like separates art that is memorable from the ones that you forget. Is how it makes you feel, and it's how it makes the viewers feel. All right, you try to evoke emotion with this, and this one, it has like a whole bunch of different ones that can be shown. So it was a really fun process for me to do. It was a really fun painting, and it was one of my favorites that I made like recently, but I have a lot more that I made. This one right here, I actually really like this one too, and I like the colors that I used in the background. This is one that took me around like 2 hours to finish. So you really see me start to pick up this process and really start to like get my gears turning, get my get to like my fastest stride right here. So another photo is one right here, and I just kept on painting like every single day, and I was just challenging myself every time. And you see that I also created this self-portrait. This is the last one that I made in that 30-day challenge, but I posted a lot of the videos of the photos that I made on my channel, so you can see those too. This is the self-portrait I made, and this is the last self-portrait that I made was like a year ago from this time, and it was this one right here. So I just tried like different things. You see, I tried new shading, and this one I actually painted it like 10 times faster than I made this one. This one took me a few days, but I was just starting off with painting, and I was still trying to figure out like what I really like to do. So yeah, the self-portrait is always a really special one for me to do. And I always like making self-portraits because it's like self-love, you know, you're creating yourself, and it just feels kind of cool. It can be a little bit weird at times just looking at yourself for that long, but I honestly think that is cool. So let me find another photo too. Yeah, I made a Snoop Dogg right here in the 30-day challenge. This is one of the first ones that I made, one of the earliest ones that I made in that 30-day challenge. And here's one of the later ones I made. You see that I'm really focusing on like flesh and like getting accurate skin tones. And I did an eye study. I wanted to really focus on the details of eyes that I could make. So yeah, I just really love this stuff right here. And I really put my all into this, and I fall deep into that flow state. And that flow state to me is is life, because I create my best work whenever I'm in flow, and I just want to like keep on experiencing that and just keep on refining my craft and really make it the best that I can make it. So if you want to do that too, then keep on watching the channel, and I'm gonna get you to like a place that you really want to be at artistically. I want to get you to the place where you can really appreciate the work that you make and really enjoy this process and find purpose in this, because even if you want to start selling your artwork, getting good is gonna just start to attract so many buyers for you. And I'm not even joking when I tell you this. Every time that I post like a photo of me like creating a piece of art, or even if it's still in process, I always get somebody trying to ask me to like buy a piece off me. They're like, oh, can you please paint me? Or like, can you paint this? Can you do that? And they literally like want to pay you up front. Like they want to pay you for this stuff because you just like stand out among the rest, because you really put some energy into refining your craft, and who could ignore something like that? So if you want to start making money off this, then like it's really possible. So just focus on refining your craft, getting to the best place that you can be, and getting to like the top level that you can get to. All this stuff is going to start to attract to your life, okay? And there's not much that you can do to really force it. They're just going to attract to you. Okay, so just focus on what you can control, and the things that you can't control, they're just going to work out themselves. And I want to end off this with this last photo that I made. And this is my most recent one that I made. And I really focus on like color contrast. I really focus on lighting. I really focus on like transitions on the face. And this one, I actually made it even faster. Guess how long I made this one in? Like an hour, 15 minutes. So I'm just trying to refine my process, trying to make it as good as I can get. And I'm learning along the journey, and all the stuff that I'm learning, I'm sharing with you guys on this YouTube channel. So if you're interested in that, click the subscribe button. And also, before I close off this video, check the 7-step guide on how to paint portraits in the description down below. It's completely free, and over there you're going to join the emailing list. I'm going to launch art coaching through that emailing list. So if you want to get some help with painting your portraits, or if you're really struggling, you're a beginner, you don't know where to start, I'm going to be there for you, and I'm going to mentor you. I'm going to help you with all the stuff that I've learned, and I'm going to really shape you into like a beautiful artist. So if you're interested in that, click the link in the description down below, and I'll be there waiting for you. So now that's the how you can become a better artist in 2026 and transform your artwork in 2026. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching. And if you want to learn how to make your colors bright and beautiful, click the video on the screen right now, and I'll see you all over there.